They called her the quiet sister. Not because she had nothing to say, but because she understood something most people never learn. Sometimes, the strongest voice is silence. Rebekah, the quiet sister. The older sister, Zuri, was admired by everyone. She spoke confidently, laughed loudly, and loved being the center of attention. Whenever visitors arrived, Zuri was the first to greet them. Whenever there was a celebration, she danced until everyone clapped. People often said, if confidence had a face, it would be Zuri's. Then there was the younger sister. Her name was Rebekah. She rarely spoke, not because she was afraid, not because she was unhappy. She simply believed that words should carry meaning. Instead of talking, she listened. Instead of arguing, she understood. Instead of judging, she helped. Every morning before sunrise, Rebekah quietly swept the family compound. She fetched water from the river. She cared for injured birds. She shared food with hungry children. She helped elderly neighbors carry heavy baskets. And she never expected praise. Yet, almost no one noticed. One afternoon, several village children gathered beneath a giant baobab tree. They laughed as Rebekah walked past. "Look," one boy teased. "The quiet girl is pretending she's invisible again." Another laughed. "Maybe she forgot how to talk." The children burst into laughter. Rebekah simply smiled. She kept walking. But while everyone laughed, someone else was watching. One afternoon, Rebekah visited Adia with a basket of fresh fruit. "You always come without being asked," Adia said, smiling. Rebekah bowed her head. "I know kindness doesn't need an invitation." The old woman nodded slowly. "You remind me of your grandmother." Rebekah looked surprised. "I never knew her." Adia reached into a woven basket and removed a small carved wooden pendant shaped like a bird. This belonged to her. It was given only to those who listen before they speak.
What makes listening so powerful?
Adia looked toward the distant hills. Because words can fill the air, but only listening can fill the heart. As Rebekah prepared to leave, Adia called after her. "Your greatest test is coming. You must remember who you are."
What kind of test?
The old woman smiled. "When the river speaks, only one person will understand." At the time, Rebekah thought it was only another old story. She couldn't have been more wrong. Rebekah walked to the river to fill her water pot. As she knelt beside the water, she heard something. Not a voice, not exactly. A whisper carried by the flowing current. It seemed to say, "Danger is coming." She looked around. No one was there. The river flowed peacefully, yet something felt different. Across the water, fish suddenly leaped from the surface. The trees trembled without any wind. A flock of birds took flight all at once. Rebekah's heart began to race. She hurried back toward the village, but when she tried to warn the others, the villagers only laughed. So now rivers are talking? Perhaps silence has finally made her imagination too loud.
Little sister, people don't have time for fairy tales.
Rebekah looked toward the darkening sky. She didn't argue. She simply whispered to herself, "I hope I'm wrong." Music swells, far beyond the hills. Hidden behind the gathering storm, something enormous moved through the forest. Do you think Rebekah really heard the river? Or was it only her imagination? Share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Folktale Studio to join us for part 2, where the mystery deepens and the fate of Nandala hangs in the balance. As the dawn broke, rain fell like a shroud over Nandala. The village seemed wrapped in a gray veil, its usual vibrant colors hidden beneath torrents of water. In the midst of the storm, Rebekah stood at the edge of the river, watching the water rise and swell. The whispered warning rang in her ears, louder now than the rain.
I have to find out what this means. I can't ignore it.
"Rebekah, get inside before the storm gets worse." But her resolve was set. Rebekah knew that the river's voice was her guide. She traveled along the winding path that skirted the river's edge. As the rain pounded down, she felt an unseen hand guiding her toward the heart of the forest. Deep within the forest, the storm seemed to calm, as if the trees themselves were shielded from the chaos outside. Rebekah noticed an unusual glow between the trees. She approached cautiously, revealing a circle of luminescent stones arranged around an ancient tree.
What is this place?
At the center of the circle, a carved statue of a river spirit stood, water trickling from its eyes like tears. And there, standing opposite the statue, was Adia.
You found it, child. The place where the river truly speaks.
But what is this warning? How do I stop it?
Listen, Rebekah. The spirits speak not of unstoppable doom, but of change. Nandala must listen as you do.
But how can I make them see? They don't believe me.
Use your strength, your silence that screams. When the time comes, they will hear it.
Rebekah knelt beside the statue, feeling the energy of the place infuse her with new purpose. The warning was not a threat, but a call to action.
I will listen, and when the time comes, I will speak.
Rebekah left the clearing, feeling a renewed strength as the forest itself seemed to part for her passage. The rain paused briefly, as if understanding her resolve, and in that serene moment, everything seemed possible.
Remember, when the river speaks and the village doesn't hear, you will be their bridge.
Do you think Rebekah really heard the river, or was it only her imagination? Share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Folktale Studio to join us for part 2, where the mystery deepens and the fate of Nandala hangs in the balance.